Welcome to this yoga practice. I'm so happy you're here. This class supports transformation. Have a great class.
We'll begin the practice laying down on our back in Shavasana. Palms can face up or down. Let the feet fall to the sides. Closing the eyes, slowing down the breath. This practice is here to support your transformation. Change isn't always easy, but part of it is letting go of the past. Some of the things that we would say to ourselves, things that others have said to us that we've held on to. It's important to release those things, not to bring it with you. So let's begin by holding on to the tips of our ears and making some circles with our ears. Clearing out that conversation in the head that's on repeat. Noticing the conversation. You don't have to be angry at it. You don't have to be sad about it. Just notice it. Moving that energy around. Try pulling on your ears, giving it a different type of release. Pulling them up. Maybe pull them back. And take a big stretch overhead, pointing the toes, bringing the arms to the sides, and flutter the eyes open. Connecting with the breath together, let's take a big inhale. And exhale through the nose. One more time, let's inhale together through the nose. Exhaling through the nose. Letting the shoulders relax. One more time, let's inhale together. And exhale. Letting the back of the head and the neck relax. Bending the knees and bringing them in for a hug. Maybe squeezing them a little tighter, bringing some movement to the spine. Gently rocking. Bringing the arms out to a T. Legs come to tabletop. We will begin by twisting to the right and looking over the left. Keeping the left shoulder grounded. And back to center. This time we'll fall our legs to the left, looking over the right. Keeping the right shoulder grounded. And back to center. And from here we will bring our arms to the sides, maybe grab the thighs, and we will roll up, cross the legs, plant the hands, step back into plank. We'll hold our plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Untuck the toes and inhale up into baby cobra. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. And inhale up again. Exhale down. Tucking the toes. Coming back into puppy pose. Keeping the arms stretched forward, looking forward. Hips above knees. Letting the chest fall, stretching out the arms, the shoulders. Maybe bring the chin down to the mat. From here, we can slide our body forward, coming into Sphinx. Elbows under shoulders, opening the chest through the shoulders, looking up. Soften the forehead, and we'll release, coming into a forearm plank. Looking between the hands, reaching through the heels, strong in the core. And we'll release back into Sphinx. Inhale up. And exhale, tuck the toes, coming back to forearm plank. Releasing into Sphinx. Inhale up. Exhale, tucking the toes, forearm plank. And release all the way down. Bringing the hands under the shoulders. Feet are mat distance apart. We'll extend the arms, keeping the thighs on the mat, and look up. And we'll release, coming all the way down, tucking the toes, coming into plank, lowering the knees, taking them wide, big toes together, coming into child's pose. Resting the head, breathing into the back side of the body. Maybe close the eyes. Let's change the cross of the arms. From child's pose, we're going to come into a kneeling position so we can do some shoulder flossing, untucking all of the toes. And if you have a gymnastics band or even just a towel, anything will work just to give that resistance. Taking the hands about shoulder distance apart and bringing them overhead and back. We can do this with our breath. So we'll inhale and exhale. Keeping a straight spine, reaching through the crown of the head. Doing this at your own pace. Don't forget to breathe. All right, good job. Let's transition now into a lunge. We're going to start in a low lunge. Options are to keep your hands on your hips, maybe bring the arms overhead to focus on the balance. You could also push the knee if you want to get into a back bend. Another option to increase the stretch is to use a block, placing it under the foot, having 2 blocks at the side to help adjust yourself. And then when you feel good in your pose, let's stay here and hold it for a few seconds. All right, we can release it doing a counter stretch, taking a half splits. Keeping the spine nice and straight, hips are square with one another, toes pointing back. All right, we'll transition to the other side. Taking our lunge to the other side, we'll hold it for a few breaths. All right, we can come into our counter stretch now, taking a half split. Toes are pointing back, straight spine, looking forward. Let's meet each other in a downward dog. Just move the hips from side to side. Move the energy around. Get things flowing, get things moving. Releasing the old, making space. Maybe move the head from side to side. And from here, we can step all the way forward to the front of the mat. Big toes and heels together, space between each of the toes. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And with a straight spine, come all the way up to Tadasana. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bring them to the sides. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, bring them to the sides. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, planting the hands. Stepping back into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to upward dog. Exhale, engage the core, coming back to downward dog. Looking past the thighs. Heels are rooting down, palms are grounded. Hips are lifting into the sky. We'll start with our right leg, inhaling it up to the sky. 1, 2, 3 times, bending the knee, stepping it forward, coming into warrior 1. Exhale, open into warrior 2. Looking forward, reaching through the arms. Inhale, straightening the left leg, coming into reverse triangle. Breathing here. Releasing the right hip. And exhale, engage the core. Coming into triangle pose, holding onto the ankle, maybe the thigh or the floor, reaching into the sky. Option to bring the left arm overhead, increasing the stretch, keeping the shoulders in alignment with each other. Breathing into the core, letting the hip release. Bringing the arm back up. Looking down, bending the right knee. Bring the left arm back to the left thigh. Bringing the right knee to an angle. And then we'll reach all the way up. And from here, engaging the core. Coming into extended side angle. Taking the arm to the inside of the leg. Reaching the left arm overhead. Shoulders in alignment. And if you want to take the bind, bring the left arm behind the back. Right arm comes under the thigh, holding the hands. Maybe look down and extend the leg. Try to keep the spine nice and long here, reaching through the crown of the head. Maybe rotate the head, looking up, keeping the shoulders in alignment with each other, opening the chest. We'll stay here for a few breaths, opening up the hip, opening up the shoulders. And we can release the bind, coming into triangle. And looking forward, bringing the left hand to the mat, rotating the back foot. We will come into lizard pose, untucking the back toes, Hips and shoulders are square, looking forward. Spine is straight. The hip can fall to the side if it feels good. Maybe coming up onto the back foot if you like. Lowering the knee down to the ground. Maybe coming onto the forearms. Pressing back onto the palms of the hands. Coming up into a lunge position. And from here, we will rotate into wide-legged forward fold. Option to bring the head down to the mat. And if you want to take a headstand, this is a good time to do that. All right, let's lower down. And lifting back up. We will rotate onto the left foot, maybe stepping forward, toes together, heels together, halfway lift, and take a forward fold. And release, hands to the mat, bend the knees. Inhale all the way up to Tadasana. Exhale, hands to heart. Closing the eyes and bringing the hands over the heart, connecting with your energy. Breathing together in this moment. Feeling the spaciousness in our body, all the space that we created together. Making way for the changes that you want in your life. All the wonderful things that are coming to you. Learning more about yourself each and every day. Releasing anything that was held back inside of you. Thanking it and letting it go. Being happy together right now in this moment. Fluttering the eyes open, let's inhale the arms up. Looking up, stretching through the fingertips. And then exhale with a flat back, come into forward fold. Inhale, planting the hands, stepping back. into plank. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale to upward dog. Exhale, engaging the core, lifting the hips back into downward dog. Pressing through the heels into the palms, stretching upward with the hips. Looking past the thighs. Taking out our left leg, we'll pump it into the sky 3 times. And bend the knee, stepping it forward, rotating the back foot 45 degrees, and coming into warrior 1. Exhaling into warrior 2, reaching through both arms. And dropping the right arm, inhaling the left arm up, straighten the left leg, coming into reverse triangle. Letting the left hip open. Feeling that release. And engaging the core. Coming into triangle pose. Grabbing onto the thigh or maybe the calf or ankle. Reaching up into the sky. Shoulders are stacked. Maybe reach the right arm over, increasing the stretch. Bringing the right arm all the way back, bending the left knee, reaching the left arm up into the sky, taking a back bend. And exhale, engage the core, coming forward into extended side angle. Arm is on the inside of the thigh, reaching through the right arm here, anchoring through the right foot, one line of energy. And if you want to take the bind, bring the right arm behind the back, left arm under the thigh, looking down. And an option is to straighten the leg. Lengthening the spine, lengthening through the crown of the head. Maybe rotate the head to look up, keeping the shoulders open, allowing the left hip to release. We'll stay here for a few breaths. If you're in the bind, we can release the left palm to the mat, coming into triangle pose. Right arm reaches up. And then we'll look down, bringing the right palm to the mat, bending the left leg, rotating the back foot, coming into lizard pose on the other side. Keeping a straight spine, looking forward. I encourage you to listen to your body while you're in this pose, taking whatever feels right. Maybe your foot feels like falling out to the left side. Maybe you feel like taking some rocks back and forth. Maybe you want to lift the knee off the ground. And lower. Maybe coming onto the forearms. If you're on the forearms, pressing back onto the palms, tucking the back foot, and rotate back into wide-legged forward fold. You can take whatever option feels good. Maybe just staying upright like this. Maybe make a back bend. Or if it feels good, maybe grab onto the ankles and take a forward fold. Resting the head on the mat. And we'll lift up, rotating to the front of the mat, coming onto our knees, taking them wide, and we'll come into child's pose just to reconnect with our breath. All right. For the back bend today, we're going to take camel pose. So we're going to warm up into this pose, bringing our hands to our lower back. We'll inhale, take a back bend, keeping the hips above the knees. And exhale, coming back up to straight spine. Inhale, look back. Exhale up to a straight spine. One more time. Inhale, looking back. And exhale, come up to a straight spine. Adjust yourself to come all the way back if you want. From here, we're going to come all the way back. So we'll grab onto the heels, lean the head back, and making sure that the hips are over the knees. All right, we'll come all the way back up. Exhale, hands to heart. Bringing our hands back to the lower back. We're going to reach once more for the heels, keeping our hips above the knees, leaning the head back. From here we can release the left hand from the heel, reach it forward, overhead, and then back. Bringing it back to the left heel, release the right hand from the right heel, reaching it forward, up, and then back. And from here we'll come back up, straight spine, hands to heart. If you want to come into a child's pose, that is an option. If you want to take camel pose one more time, you can. Another option is just to sit back onto your heels and rest the spine. But if you want to take the back bend once more, we'll bring our hands to our lower back, reach for the heels, lean the head back. And from here, we can take the left foot, bending the knee, bringing it into the elbow crease. And if you want to release the right arm and reach it back, that's another option. Bring the right arm back, release the left foot, take it to the other side, bending the right knee, bringing it to the elbow crease, and bring the left arm back. And release the left arm, release the right foot, and coming back up to a straight spine, hands to heart. From here we can sit back, keeping a straight spine, letting it rest. Maybe resting the palms on the thighs. And when you're ready, we can move on to our booty and transition into Shavasana. Let's take some final breaths together. We'll inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth, clearing out all that energy that we released, making way for all of the change that's happening in your life, releasing all of that old, heavy energy, and just leaving yourself feeling light and happy in your energy. Let's inhale together through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Keeping the eyes closed, let's rest here in Shavasana together. If you can stay in Shavasana for longer, then I encourage that. Otherwise, let's close out our practice together, reaching the arms overhead, pointing the toes, maybe moving the fingers a little bit, and hugging the knees into the chest lightly, and staying here for a moment. And releasing the knees, coming onto one side, pressing up. I want to thank you so much for joining in this practice today. Thank you so much for being here. I love you. I wish you a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.